I mean, this is the game where you say, maybe we just want to play the side. The problem with that is that even DFM still has a mid laner that has incredibly huge, quick access, rather, to the side lane with the Talia wall. But I think if you have a flex and you wait to 5-pick for your top laner, you want something that really makes sense. You want something that secures you the matchup, and I think you just have to slam something that works in the top lane. Instead, they've actually decided to lock in the Viego, and this is where I don't always fully understand what they're looking for. Because if you already had the counter pick for one of your lanes where you could have just picked the jungler immediately, and then you could have gotten the support counter pick instead, now you just gave them access to put themselves in a good position for DFM by giving the Alistar into the Amumu. So I think on red side, Loud didn't fully utilize what they could have gotten here.
Now the question is, will it punish them, of course? Will this be something that comes back to hurt them? Find out how this Viego and Sejuani play out, because I think that's the crux of this in terms of where you wanted to run potential, counters a strong word, but like answers into what is being presented to you. And I do think it is very crucial, it's very fair to be critical of a team that's already lost a game, playing a little uncharacteristic from what we saw from them regionally or domestically. And I want to zoom out and say, how do you expect the early game to play out? Where should we focus our attention?
I think early game, you focus on DFM and what they have to offer as well, because there's a lot of ways to find ganks. Steel can go into any lane and find kill pressure if he wants to. From the side of Loud, you have team fighting on easy mode. You have Sejuani, you have a Mumu, you have the Misfortune. Like, you go down in, early Season 2, back in Season 3, you ban a Mumu, you ban Malphite, those are the classic bans. This is the kind of composition you're looking for Loud. So if it didn't work out in the first game, this should be the one where it's not too complicated finding yourself a lead in a team fight, if you're even.
Shouldn't be too complicated. That is a bold sentence, I think. We will, of course, find out whether or not it is possible here as we load up onto the Rift. DFM making their first game, or making their debut on the world stage in 2022. The exact same roster from MSI. High expectations, I think, for the squad based on the performance we saw from Loud earlier today. They obviously want to try bounce back, and Robo got that very early Sejuani. I think, go for it.
I think for DFM as well, it's a bit of a redemption run you're looking for, because while you're saying there is a lot of expectations coming through, they didn't have the best track record at MSI, right? They came to the tournament and they won in 5, as you said. So it's obviously a rebuilding phase. You really have to put into the context that when DFM played in 2021 Worlds, they had the equivalent of Exodia that Japan could really bring to... It's true, what Japan could really bring to the World Championship. And them reaching main stage was by far the best thing that could happen. Like, if you expected more, you'd be on too much copium. So I think, like, now coming back to finding the correct building blocks, that's really what you're looking for.
I really wish you'd have listened earlier and used a Voltron reference or Megazord instead of Exodia.
Yeah, but you can't really keep it repetitive. You gotta find new stuff. Give me more stuff to work with.
You gotta repeat the golden oldies, the classics. All right.
Maybe you're just not up to the task, Trevor.
Good ball, sassy.
I know.
Sassy. Will DFM be sassy in this early game? They've started off, got that bottom lane helping out Steel on the Poppy. Got the phase rush in his back pocket. Keystones were highlighted just a moment ago. And Sayush now making his way down to that bottom lane, keeping an eye on Croc. He's starting in the right eastern quadrant on that blue buff secured. So no real surprises, and Robo already jumping forward. And we do have a very brief pause.
How do you know it's brief?
Touche. We have a pause briefly after starting the game.
Oh, there you go.
That's a much
maybe you just knew something I didn't.
No, that is 100% the right call, my friend. 100%.
It's the one and only.
If we do... Wait, hang on. Have we had... Yeah, we have had a game pause already.
We did. Yes, we did.
Yes.
We're collecting them at this point. How many different kind of pause can we have?
This is...
Wait, actually, no. We're getting out in a chrono break. I'm just going to shut up.
Why do you have to... Don't tempt fate. Touch wood. Okay, there you go.
Touch wood?
A little bit of luck. It's an English saying. I don't know why. I mean, it's a sign of good luck. I don't know the origin of it, though. So I'd have to look it up.
All right, yeah. Well, I'm curious to that one.
Okay, let's Google this. We might have time.
Yeah,
what
definitely.
is the origin of touch wood? Obviously, we do have a gameplay pause. If we get any info, I will let you know. No one knows when or how the practice of knocking on wood began. The British have used this phrase.
It's knocking on wood, not touch wood.
Yeah, no, I mean, touching wood is a ritual of superstition for either bringing good luck or warding off bad luck.
Oh, wow.
Despite there is an origin that it's linked to the wooden cross, but yeah, no origin. So it's just Yeah, somebody made it up and it stuck.
Yeah, there you
Yeah.
go. Well,
I mean, that's how all language works, to be fair. All language is
Definitely.
made up and it just stuck.
I mean, we just knock under the table for like good luck in my culture.
You're going to give me all of that drama for you to just say the Danish people knock on the bottom of a table.
Yeah.
And like, how is that different to what I just said? Actually, that'll be interesting. How do...
Are all tables made of wood?
good point. Yeah, touche. Okay.
There
I
you go.
get you. I get you. I've said that a couple times.
There you
Well,
go.
unfortunately. Thank you again for sticking with us. We know it's been rough. It has been a tough day for everybody. I trust that we will obviously look into these things and hopefully
I've been
iron
here
these
since game
problems
2
out.
as well.
I mean, it's been a long day. It has been. You got the TriCast to open the day, and we're gonna have 4 on the back end. Luckily, you've got a day off tomorrow. I'll be hosting the
Yeah, I'll be. But honestly, the real MVPs are the people that actually decided to just stick around and watch all of this.
The thing that I'm
Like,
the most,
honestly, Giga Chads.
the thing that I'm most excited for when we look at tomorrow's games. When is our next EU versus NA? We're not going to have one tomorrow. As I take a look through here,
Well, there's only one NA team in the group, and it's single
explains
round
it.
robin.
Thank you. See, you're good with math. I forgot, right? So maybe in playoffs. So
Actually, I should have just let you look, because
the
you only got to
reason-
2 columns. I could have just let you look for ages.
the reason I'm wondering is after defacing the bird from earlier,
Yeah.
I want to see whether or not any of our LCS colleagues will deface. Or because maybe what they could do is they can make a Canadian draw on it, right?
I'm saying it right now. If they're not bringing JoJo to New York,
Yeah.
I will riot, and
Good luck.
I will get Twitter to rally as well to bring JoJo the Eagle to New
Should
York.
escalate this.
What I want I've already decided this. I want to see JoJo next to the World Trophy at the opening ceremony of the finals. Rise up!
I just want to see Mark Z traveling with it.
Yeah,
Like,
I want to
that's your
vlog with
hand
it.
image.
So me and
Obviously-
JoJo's out to explore. Oh well.
We are back in game. Obviously, we are having a little bit of fun. We're not 100% certain how long those pauses are. We don't intend it to be disrespectful to DFM or Loud, but to make sure that we don't, overdo all of the stories, we'll have a little bit of fun with it. So we're back onto the Rift. I was trying to draw some attention here to Steel and to Croc in terms of some of their pathing and where they could play, as once again, a little bit of engage on this bottom lane. Croc will find that bandage toss, and the double up is going to chunk Udapon backwards. So I think somewhat to be expected in the early game engage once you get that CC down.
Yeah, what I think is really curious is the fact that both junglers has identified that they want to be pathing on towards the top side in the early game. You can actually even see it on the pings right now. Croc is skipping his own red buff, and he's moving into the blue buff off Steel instead. In terms of lane priority right now, Robo is pushing in. No ward is available for Croc. This could actually get dicey if moves are coming through, but it's looking okay so far.
Jin, not going to spot out. Steel will step forward. Smart fight is available here. Steel now being bullied. Tinones has made his move forward as well. Nyarong is going to step backward. So Croc will steal that blue buff away, reset the timer on the one he's already secured, and put this Poppy from DFM behind. I really liked how Tinones was able to push that wave and step in to at least potentially back up Croc if anything played out.
How good is this game sense? Does he know that you would just pop Sweeper afterwards? He's not been spotted of it yet. That's why Steel activated the Sweeper. Oh, baited by
The observers was
observers.
so good. That was exceptional from the observers. But I also think it does show, what options could have been available to Croc. And then as he backed away, it's one of those things where could have been amazing. Didn't work out that time around.
Now look at Robo though, because he does not have flash on the Sejuani, and Steel rides around the corner.
Oh, that steadfast presence is huge! So well played. Both junglers were looking at path top. Steel was denied his blue buff, and he denies Loud first blood.
And also a bit disrespectful from Robo. You can see his trinket actually came off. If he waited around a little longer, he could have gotten that ward down. And also just by the process of elimination, Steel could only be top at that point.
Yeah. I mean, Rob's day not going to a great start for him. In the first game, conceding first blood. I think some kudos there to Steel. He managed to secure the kill. Gonna have that recall instant teleport back for Aatrox and Ebby in the top lane. And every time we look at this bottom lane pushed in, so all 3 lanes pushed a little bit by Loud, and it was Robo that was punished.
Yeah, and you can see, I think Robo wanted to come down. He wanted to set up up, but just never got the chance because of the pressure from Ebby. And then knowing that there's no mobility available, or that he's just not going to react in time to the flash Q coming through, Ebby sets it up beautifully with Steel coming around to just ground him down.
And no flash for him either. Teleport Ignite for that Sejuani top. Ultimately getting punished for that. Udapon and Hop this time round at a very minor CS advantage. Push this wave out. Chaos has recalled going to start to roam back down to rejoin his bot laner. And I think the Louds, they've got to be a little bit careful. We have seen Aatroxes today already running away with the game. But also, once these champions hit level 6, the engage power is absolutely fantastic. And if Croc is able to steal away Aatrox or even that Aphelios or Soul also can be hugely impactful.
Oh yeah, definitely with the Aatrox there. Like, just moving forward, you don't really need the ultimate, like, but just being able to have that extra CC in your kit after finding a kill, that's going to be huge. But you're waiting for it. From the side of Loud, you're building up. Slowly but surely, you're waiting the anticipation. You're not really looking to make all the plays just yet, but once you start hitting level 6 in your champions, that's where you start getting action. But the same can be said for Yaharong in the mid lane. You're level 6 on the Taliyah now. Once you start picking up a Lost Chapter, once you have 4 points in your queue, that's where you start to shove in the lanes. But for now, it's actually Loud making the first move.
Again, managing to get the damage on the Unipon. Bandage toss onto Hop. Continue to hammer. I mean, Branch is just destroying, like completely untouched that fight because DFM are running for their lives.
And I'm just so curious as well because finding counters to the Misfortune in terms of the AD carry position is actually going to be a little bit difficult. You want something that can challenge her like the Tristana with mobility, but if you're just there handshaking with auto attacks or standing behind minions when Qmax is the thing now, you are just not going to be winning out on the trades. And now with finally having that bot lane priority, forcing Utapon and Half to go for the reset, Loud is just going to be starting up the first objective with the neutral Drake here. And this is 6 minutes and 30 seconds into the game. This is a brilliant time to pick up this first one.
I'm starting to get nervous for DFM already because much like our previous game, Chiefs, DFM's early game and getting leads in the early game is kind of how they've picked up their wins, right? And now, Coolborg, how would you put it in terms of their decision-making late game for DFM? Because they're already starting to be pressured and pushed around.
Hold it.
Trouble bubble. And Abby will be conceding the next kill here. Now pick that one up, Robo gets it.
Yeah, there you have it. They might even continue the skirmishing. The thing you have to realize is that they're just very early setting off for the Herald skirmishing, if that's what they're looking for. 1 minute and it will be spawning, so looking to continue with that neutral objective stacking. But to go back to what you did say, Trevor, I think Detonation focused me when they sometimes have gotten a lead. It's one of the teams that feels a bit pressured to make a play. They have their very slow average game time. It's because they're not too quick at closing out their games.
Well, this time around, Unipon and Hop, they start the fight. They ultimately lose the fight. The return damage from Make It Rain. And Brunch stepping back with that double up is meaning Hop and Unipon continue to be bullied just a little. They're not conceding CS, it must be said. Both bot lane is sitting on the same, respectively equal, both middle and top. But again, seeing a lot of trading, and Croc and Steel haven't yet gotten involved for that secondary sort of third gang.
It's one of the things where DFM's bot lane here really wants to contest hard and making sure they get the reset first. Getting resets first as a bot lane just means you get the first move, which means you often get to be the one starting up the Herald. The main problem DFM is finding themselves in right here is that they're now on reset. That means that there's a window now that Loud can look, and as you can see right now, Tino's push at the mid lane, Croc around as well. Level 8 for Tino's here.
And they're going to start off this Rift Herald, as you mentioned. Steel is pushing up. Yaharong will be able to catch that wave. Robo's keeping Abby busy, but look at the supports. So a lot of potential members gathering around the Rift Herald. It's down to 4,500 HP. Sheyosh will be into the river a little bit later as the Sleepy Trouble Bubble from Tinones will delay Yaharong. It's basically a 1v1v1v1v1 as now the players are starting to converge. It's Loud that have gathered enough members and pushed DFM away. I mean, it's literally all 10 players in the top half of the map.
Yeah, you can see they're still looking as well. And this is the power of the Zoe and these chokeholds as well from Tinones. Just continuing to land these bubbles. And with no cleanse available, all DFM can look for is a Poppy ultimate and see if they can get the steal.
Oh man, now all of a sudden Steel and Abby, do they get jumped on? The Rift Herald is still alive. It managed to reset, got back up to full now. Reset down to 2,500. Hop looking for the engage level 5. Battlestar goes out.
Oh, that's a great ult.
Trouble, bubble, catches onto Unipon. He cannot do a thing. The Herald is, however, secured on the side of DFM. Now Unipon's running away for his life. Getting caught by Make It Rain. Has fired at the Moonlight Vigil. Gets caught by the auto. Double up waiting for the cooldown. Sleepy Trouble Bubbles dashed away from. But the flash forward from Brunch. Gets himself the kill. The re-engage from Steel will not be able to find anything. The bandage toss from Sheyosh, forced to flash for his life. Now all of a sudden Tino gets himself one. Everybody's in the jungle, and Abby has got one. Looking for more. The Pelstar takes him out. 9 kills at 9 minutes.
And what an overreach for DFM. They get the Herald, they want to disengage, but they want more, and immediately Loud, they punish. Tinones on this Zoe. Isn't it just a fun champion seeing how it all went down? Let's have a look at the replay once again, because it starts out with a great zoning ultimate from Brands as well. Big credit though to Steel, who manages to steal the Rift Herald, and this is where you just want to bail out. There's still so many tools for Loud to continue the fight, but I think as we move forward, this is where it's messed up. Yaharong stays around for too long to look for a play. You don't do damage on the Talia just yet, and Steel wants to follow up with it, but this is where Tinones punishes. He comes in, he steals the flash, he still has to stopwatch, and great teamwork from Loud, who actually manages to bounce back in a teamfight setting. Something that really lost the game against Beyond earlier has now won them a fight here against Detonation.
Look at this energy, Gulborg! It's Worlds, baby!
Oh, it had to be there.
Loved that team fight, and I would like to highlight the Kraken Slayer at 10 minutes and 55 seconds for Brunch, 2-1 and 3. Tinones is 3-0 and 2 on that Zoe, and he picked the Zoe into the Talia. So definitely doing what you want to see, and I think it is crucial because we were talking a little bit about the approach to draft on Red side, and I think for at least these first fights, Loud are going to be pretty happy.
Yeah, they are definitely happy about this one. Remember, they're the team that stacked up on Drake early as well, which means that just in 10 seconds, we're going to have that next objective available. Robo does have that teleport, so does Ebby if they want to fight. They are not unleashed yet, so if they want to join, they'd have to do it on a turret.
Oh man, right now, Tinones is under a little bit of pressure. And all of a sudden, Steel is going to use that Hex Flash over the wall. Steel's holding on. Not going to be able to find any CC to connect, and Tinones was forced to flash away to safety just to respect the engage.
And just look at Steel. He looked at them, and he had to flash.
Yep.
The gaze of that man.
It's about sending a message, you know?
It's about war. It's about forcing that flash and just make him go away. It's not going to make them go away from the objective nonetheless. It's still very much priority in the favor of Loud. And once again, it's the same story as earlier. Bot lane is pushed in. Branch joins the fight. And just speaking about Branch as well, this was a guy that was subbed in mid-split. He's 18 years old. Robo?
Rob's Day. Rob's Day. Rob's Day. Vamos Loud! Hashtag Rob's Day. 2-1 and 3. It's okay.
For me and all the confused reviewers out there, what is Rob's Day?
Rob put a tweet out, Robo put a tweet out saying that for all Brazilian fans, get behind him. He had pretty much every Brazilian flag possible, and glasses, hat, scarf, and he decided it's Rob's Day, and CBLOL just got behind him, and so did I. That's it. It's that simple.
It is Rob's Day indeed, and it might even be Loud's Day if they can equalize the day with the score as well. But they're not going to be looking for a dive just yet, but they are maintaining control.
I'll give you this. It was Loud's evening, because daytime did not go their way. It's been a long time since that game.
I mean, if we go on like this, it might be their nighttime as well.
That's the case. Right now, Loud, 2 dragons up, 4 kills up. It is only 1,000 gold. I think it is crucial to keep that in mind. As Robo this time is going to look to re-engage. Winter's Wrath forward, gets the stun up, but caught out by the Dark-Hidden Blade. Turns to re-engage. There's minions doing a lot of work, and Robo is feeling the Sejuani. He's got the level advantage, he's got that Barmy Cinder, and looking to keep Ebby busy. There's no support coming from anywhere else.
Yeah, and crucially as well, he hasn't been back yet after that. He's still staying around here. He still has that teleport. He still has the possibility to just clear up the minion wave, hit up that recall, and then come back with the items. And you know what? That's exactly what he's going to be doing. Of course, the next objective to fight for will be the Rift Herald as well. There's possibilities to allow to move their bot lane up towards the top side if that's what they're looking for. It's still 1 minute and 30 seconds, so there's loads of times in terms of where you want to apply that pressure, but you can clearly already see it with the map move now. Support, moving up, looking to take charge.
I mean, the itemization, at least for the last couple of moments, there was a couple of mythics on the side of Loud. It has literally just been balanced out by DFM. And for Loud, they were able to get those combat stats down early. Keep in mind, Croc has got himself that Blade of the Ruin King. Looking into that Frozen Fist as the Paddle Star won't find its target. Yaharong steps forward, he's flashed for that. That's a great seismic shove backwards, locked in place by the Steadfast Presence, but there's not enough damage just yet. Yaharong is throwing out rock off the rock off the rock, but it's Steel that goes down first. Flash away from the Croc, gets on, blows cone, and Croc escapes thanks to that Heartbreaker.
It was a little messy from both sides, but in the end, Loud, there's still the team coming out on top, and we're still 40 seconds on the Rift Herald. There's still loads of time for you to come back, reset, and set it up. And even bigger, Viego. Brand still being down towards that bottom side of the map. Now it's just a race. Who can pick up the first turret? Is it going to be a DFM in the mid lane, or is it Brand's in the bot side?
It feels like it's going to be, although Robo's going to try to dissuade the slight amount of CC. Allows Loud to get that first turret blood secured. They hold on for a little while longer before that mid lane tower dies, and for Loud now, they've extended that gold lead further. It's 2 minutes until the third dragon. That's a 17-minute Drake 3. As Tinone's paddle star will get caught by the minions. That'll make Ebby pretty happy because that was a lot of damage.
But if you secure the Rift Tail now as well, you put yourself in a great position. This is a Rift Tail you can use to utilize either a gold lead in a side lane, or as Robo finds himself in the mid lane as well, he might be getting caught. Nope, he's out of there. Or just to have it as pressure in the mid lane as well when that third Drake finally comes up.
Ooh. Loud now setting themselves up for yet another fight. The Herald is once again available. Both teams, are you a little bit surprised at both teams' willingness to fight for these objectives? Because it has felt, other than the Dragons, everything else has been contested and challenged.
This is the Loud I know and have heard so much about from their own region. They're looking to take charge. They're not afraid to find around their objectives. One of the things I really liked about this team was their lack of hesitation. It's a double-edged sword. Sometimes it really bites them in the back, but when they're in their form and when they're finding a lead and they just keep the pace going, that's why they're super difficult to play against. And as you can see, while DFM is around the same side of the map, there's no way they can match it, and they're not getting anything else elsewhere on the map either.
I mean, for Loud, the players of Robo and Tino's currently shining. Obviously, Brunch doing a lot as well, but I just want to highlight the fact that this team winning their split here in summer, both Robo and Tino's came from opposition, came from Pain Gaming as a duo. And they're now stepping up and carrying this. The reason I want to talk about them a little bit, that Sejuani pick and Zoe from phase 1 have been sort of the difference makers in the engages we've seen thus far. With 30 seconds until the next dragon spawns, you have to imagine they're going to be willing to fight. But Yaharong, on this first pick, Talia has got a lot of damage out. Not going to be enough to take down what is a very tonky Sejuani.
You may have a lead, but you can't disrespect them. There's still ways they can come back into this game. But yeah, I agree. I feel like Tenone's really had some misplay going into the second game. Now, Ebby still looking to take charge of the enemy's blue side jungle. The deeper vision they can have for this objective, the better setup for when the Drake finally spawns. But
teleport.
As you said, teleport.
Teleport, teleport, teleport. Not going to find a target just yet. Glacial Prison. Glacial Prison. Come on, Robo. Find your target. DFM, what's your answer? How do you stop this down? Weaver's wall can work, and this is great from Utapon. He's pushing the mid lane. Robo's going to court out. The Umple Chains won't pull him backwards, and Branch is stepping forward, looking for a target to pull it. Time down. Croc is going to heartbreak away the Poppy. Going to have that steadfast presence, and Ebby gets stunned up, locked up, taken down. Loud get another kill. They will get themselves another dragon.
And DFM, they just want to make that play so bad. But Loud, they're just in a way better position, and huge props to Robo once again, finding steal. The rest of Loud immediately collapsing.
Oh, so well played here, Loud. They are still only 2,000 gold up, but crucially, the game accelerator, the way to really look to finish cleanly, finish fast, is to look for that soul, look for that Elder. And right now, 3 dragons at 18 minutes. Loud have got themselves set up for, let's call it theoretically, one more dragon fight, get that soul, and that's really how you can see them winning this game.
Most definitely, and let's just have a look at the replay once again. Oh, it's actually Tinones who find the bubble, and then it's just a no-brainer for Robo afterwards to find it with 3 other ultimates combined on top of it. And he does so much damage. You can see why they're really looking for it, why he's flashing forward, but even if he gets it, his own team is just not in a position to really follow up afterwards.
Can I give you a quick stat you're going to love?
Oh,
you're really going to love this
How
fight.
do you know I'm going to love them?
I know this for a fact.
Okay, go on.
Do you know that Loud have been involved in both of the fastest first dragons of the day? Ask me how.
How?
In their game against BYG, dragon number 1 was secured at 6 minutes and 35 seconds by Beyond Gaming. In this game, it was picked up by Loud in 6 minutes and 35 seconds to the second. They have been involved in both games with the fastest first dragon.
Improvise, adapt, overcome. That was the adaptation. They're trying to overcome what they had done earlier in the game, and now Tinones might be getting
So
caught.
good. Tinones is going to be able to escape for now. That Sleepy Trouble bubbled it so much. And
here's the rest
has
of
it
Loud.
bought enough time? Loud arrived. The Glacial Prison splashed away from it. Will lock Steel under the turret. He starts spinning the Poppy Copter and will send Branch away. Third re-engage is fantastic for detonation. Focus me, but Ebby gets focused down himself. Robo looks for another stun. Will find the permafrost and lock down the kill for Croc, who's stolen away the shoves, the pebbles, the rocks. Manages to heartbreak once more. It's a double for Tinones. 4 more kills for Loud, and they are running away with this game.
Only one traded back for DFM, and as you said, they are most certainly running away with it. 20 minutes into the game, they're lacking their jungler. But how bold are they feeling? How much are they feeling themselves? Purple Worm has been starting up.
Purple Worm has been started quickest. This may be the fastest Baron of the day. I'm fairly confident on that. I will wait for it to be secured and ask for stats to validate it. So Loud on the day will have the fastest Baron,
Oh, they're waiting for their member.
will have conceded the fastest dragon, and will have secured the fastest dragon. Can I get a stats confirmation on that, and can we make Dash ask the analyst desk about it? Because quick stats are also his passion. He knows it. Break down this fight for me, Goldborg.
Yeah, and I mean, it's... I was not ready for that transition, by the way. I thought initially this was the fight that was going to work in the favor of DFM. But once again, just the willingness to pull the trigger from Croc to just flash over the wall to set it all up. I legitimately thought this was going to be another Pentacle had Harp not find the Polarize in towards the turret. But even then, Tinones, with that set flash as well, immediately ults forward, finds it, and Paddle Staff for a double kill. Just great stuff from the side of Resilience. And let's have a look now as they're still looking for fight.
Oh, what? Where did Hop go? Literally, where did he go? I didn't see the damage at all. 1.4k damage from Branch on MF. If we do get a replay, that has to go slow-mo because my old man eyes did not see it. Rebel Baron power play activated. 2 minutes left to go.
Surely not.
Inhibitors being focused down. We may be on track for the fastest game of the day as well.
Oh, most definitely. And even if you're not, they're just pushing in the middle lane or bottom inhibitor, and then still Tinones in the mid lane, shoving in a wave as well. They can just keep the rotations going.
10
But they're
seconds
actually
heavy.
going to push them out here just from their own base. Very greedy path to take, but there's no way for DFM to punish them right now.
Dun, 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 dun. The engage comes up from Steel. Not going to be able to do a lot more. Ebby has just spawned this second. No teleport available. Inhibitor secured in the bottom lane.
Yeah, most definitely. But it also just feels like now they're just waiting for the pressure to come through. They're looking to find a RAF point of attack. They're not really looking to commit to anything too much, I say, as an engage comes through.
Does indeed. The bullet time's flying across Harp. Steel is the next target. Chunked down. Ebby forced to run for his life. Robo goes over the wall, but doesn't find the target just yet. Unicorn will just about go down as Croc will heartbreak his way forward. Another tower falls. The inhibitor's being focused as well. We are on track for the fastest game of Worlds 2022.
Yeah, 2 members down, 3 members actually with Epi as well. Minion wave coming in here as well, and they can definitely look for it. Ultimate comes through, but Cannon Minion is still there, and Sleep, but no one's enough to actually punish it.
Good book.
What?
Improvise,
What?
adapt, overcome. Earlier today, Loud lost to Beyond, and that was the fastest win of the day. Right now, Loud want to reclaim that.
Oh, it might
Nexus
get
turret
close.
number 1 is being focused. That's the Bud Light Ace underneath the Nexus turrets, underneath the Nexus, and the fastest win of play-ins day 1. Loud take down DFM.
Loud strike back, and I really thought that they were just going to try and set up for the Dragon, keep DFM pressured in their own base, but DFM had enough. They looked for a fight, and that fight allowed Loud